Pursuant to Section 5, Chapter 231, Public Laws of 1975, this is to state for the record that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided to the public by posting and maintaining the annual notice of the regular meetings on the bulletin board in the municipal building, and by providing a copy of the annual notice of the regular meetings for the year 2017 to the Glen Ridge paper, the Glen Ridge Voice, the Montclair Times, and the Star Ledger on Tuesday, January 10th, 2017. By filing said notice in the office of the municipal clerk. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilperson Hughes is absent. Councilor Sobich.
Here.
Councilor Lefkowitz is absent. Councilor Dawson.
Yes, here.
Councilor Murphy.
Here.
Councilor Morrow.
Here.
Mayor Stratis is present. Mr. Mayor, you have the floor.
Thank you, Michael. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting of February 27, 2017?
Second.
Who moved that?
I did.
Thanks, Paul. Any comments on the... If not, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilor Sobich.
Aye.
Dawson.
Aye.
Murphy.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. Motion is carried.
Thank you. Are there any written communications?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I received this afternoon a court order signed by Judge Thomas Benna postponing the election for the Board of Ed that was scheduled tomorrow until March 28th. Also received this afternoon the executive order number 221 from the Governor's Office declaring a state of emergency. We received from Hackensack an invitation to participate in Paint the Town Pink. This will be a May event about women's health, which we already agreed to participate with at Mount Side. And we also have Clean Ocean Action inquiring if we're going to be participating in this April cleanup, which we have responded positively. And finally, from ISO, we received notification that both Montclair and Glen Ridge Fire Department and water systems have been upgraded to classification of 2, which is one from the very best. So classification of 1 is extraordinary, down to 10. So right now they rated Montclair's Fire Department as 2, as well as our water system. And that impacts residence rates based on the classification from ISO. That concludes correspondence.
Thank you. Would you please file correspondence? Now we come to the time for comments of the public. If anybody would like to be heard, please come forward to the microphone and give us your name and address and carry on.
Good evening. For the record, I'm Deborah Collins, Deputy County Administrator, Director of Small Business Development and Affirmative Action for the County of Essex, and of course I am the liaison to the Borough of Glen Ridge. First, I'd like to offer, through the County Executive, the county's support to the borough in the event that you should need any assistance during the storm or in preparations for it. Certainly, SALT is always at the ready, but Mr. Rohal, you have both of my numbers, my telephone numbers, and do not hesitate to call me should you need our assistance.
We got they used that dialing system. We had a phone call from Joe D today too.
The robocall.
Robocalls for the storm.
I got my cell phone in my home.
Perfect. That's what we like to hear. We know that you're effective. I'll let him know that he'll be thrilled.
It's not going to snow.
From your lips to God's ears. A couple of announcements, and then I actually have some information for you based on the request that I received from the councilors at the last meeting. Let's see. Monday, March 27th is the entry deadline. I don't know if you've heard this already, for submissions in connection with the Legacies Writing Contest. It's the 2017 Essex County Division of Senior Services Writing Contest, and it is a wonderful, wonderful competition. But there are contest rules and the like. But for more information, please call 973-395-8389. And I do have some literature that I will leave with Mr. Rojas. First, and it's never too soon for us to talk about the Essex County Job Fair. It doesn't take place until Thursday, May 25th, but we also invite prospective employers to contact us if they'd like to host a table at the event. We often get hundreds, literally hundreds of employers. It's held at the Essex County College Gymnasium from 10 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m., and we've had enormous success in the past in assisting our county residents who are looking for work to find it through that event. Last but not least, when I last appeared before this Council, you did ask me a question regarding the creation of a bike trail from Montclair, at least through Branchbrook Park, and through our,
Those are the rails to trails from Montclair on the railroad line.
Yes.
To Branchbrook Park, would allow folks easy access to Branchbrook.
yes, exactly. In fact, Mr. Roja was kind enough to send me further clarification by way of email, and through that, I was able to speak to our Public Works Director, who suggested that the borough contact Mary Kay Murphy, who is the Executive Director of the New Jersey Transportation Planning Authority, for funds for transportation improvement projects. And I have a telephone number for you, but as luck would have it, she was at the county last week for an event that we hosted, and I was able to speak directly to her. So she encourages you to reach out to her for that very purpose. So I think that's fantastic.
Okay.
And we will continue to support you in the effort should you need our support. But she sounded very, very interested and very, very willing to support the effort.
Because the folks at Montclair and Bloomfield are also interested in this access. And I am too.
That's a project I'm very interested in as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So please reach out to
That's
her.
good news. Thank you.
and, keep us posted. She tells me that she's on the planning board, actually.
That's correct.
Very good. Other than that, I have no further announcements.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Is there anybody else that would like to be heard at this point? Seeing no one, please go on.
Good evening, Councilman. I'm Sean McDonough from the Woodlands Boarding Home, 9 Woodland Avenue. The intersection of Ridgewood and Bloomfield, the light, especially on, is like traffic lights. They change very quick. With the oncoming traffic, it's very, not that great, but I wish they should have better safety standards with the traffic lights. Also on Freeman Parkway and Bloomfield, they don't give you much time to cross the street. And I knew somebody I know in the church, maybe as an elderly person, they don't give much time to cross the street, and it's really a safety hazard. And also I know people in the house that were less fortunate than I am, don't really, react quickly. And there's something you can do about it. And it's not only to where I live, or to here, the community, that's all.
It's funny because earlier today I actually witnessed what I believe is to be someone from Woodlands crossing that intersection, and I could see that they were having trouble making it in time, and I was concerned. And luckily, on the opposite corner was a police officer in his unit making a right-hand turn, and he had the presence to wait and to allow this individual to go through.
I'm just saying, it's like dangerous. And that was at night, I come back from Panera Bread, and I almost got run over residents there. Like a guy, you can't walk. Instead of seeing things. I thought this is very, well today, we're very sad about. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you.
Michael, can you address that pedestrian signal?
Yes, we actually performed a study with North Jersey together with Mary Murphy, and all 3 intersections, there's a recommendation to include single finding for pedestrians at all 3 intersections in whether it's our signalized or movable avenue. So I'll reach out to the county director of public works on that matter again.
What does that mean?
What it means is that
equivalent?
length of time, what we did is we had the consultant time each of the intersections, and basically this is crossing Bloomfield Avenue, and to see what rate, well, usually we use the rate that would be similar to an elderly resident, senior citizen, and the consultant felt that based on the timing, that there was insufficient timing for the crossing. So there was a recommendation in the study to which I'll pull up again to increase the timing at all three intersections, at Hillside, Ridgewood, as well as Freeman.
Mr. McDonald, you heard that what Mr. Rowland said, that these are county situations that we have to take up with them. So, and it has been taken up with them. There was a recommendation to increase the time, so we will follow up on that. And we'll get back to you when we have something more to say about it.
That's separate and apart from the speeding problem
That's
on,
correct. It's just, basically,
Fifth Avenue. Those cars are really moving quickly.
basically we worked with Verona, Montclair, Glen Ridge, and Bloomfield to look at traffic and pedestrian situations along the Bloomfield corridor. So there was a study done which addressed the numerous aspects, but primarily timing for pedestrian signals on Bloomfield was one of the issues that was brought up.
Okay, is there anybody else who'd like to be heard? If not, we'll move along then. I have a couple proclamations this evening. The first proclamation is, whereas the Chamber of Commerce will be celebrating this milestone with a 100th anniversary gala on March 23, 2017, where 3 community spotlight honorees will be recognized. Mary Ellen Klein, PhD, President and CEO of Claremont Medical Center, will receive the Excellence Award. Michael L. Schurman, Director of Bloomfield Parks and Recreation, will be honored with the Recommendation and Community Service Award. The Community Service Award will go to Jim Simmons, President of the Women's Club of Glen Ridge, and therefore be it resolved, I, Stuart K. Patrick, Mayor of the Borough of Glen Ridge, with the advice and consent of the Borough Council, do hereby express our unwavering support and heartfelt congratulations to the Suburban Essex Chamber of Commerce on this momentous occasion.
What's the date of that again?
The date is March 23, 2017. Whereas Congress designated the third full week in March to be National Poison Prevention Week in 1961, and since then this week has helped to raise national awareness of the dangers of potentially poisonous medicines, household chemicals, and other substances. And whereas poison centers across the country will focus the public's attention on identifying poisoning hazards at home, as well as learning ways to prevent poisoning emergencies. And whereas unintentional poisoning is the leading cause of unintentional injury death in New Jersey. And whereas drug overdose deaths, including prescription pain medicine and heroin, remain at epidemic proportions for both New Jersey and the United States. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the majority of drug overdose deaths, more than 6 out of 10, involve an opioid. And whereas the New Jersey Poison Information and Education System, a division of the Department of Emergency Medicine of the New Jersey Medical School of Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, provides expert advice, drug information, and poison prevention education to New Jersey residents through the 800-222-1222 Poison Help Hotline. And whereas poison experts urge residents to use their services as a resource for poison and drug information instead of consulting the internet for information that may not be accurate. And whereas we encourage all residents to program the Poison Help Line 800-222-1222 into home, office, and cell phones, because a rapid response can make a difference in preventing serious injury and saving lives. And now therefore be it resolved that I, Stuart K. Patrick, Mayor of the Borough of Glen Ridge, with the advice and consent of the Borough Council, do hereby proclaim the week of March 19th through the 25th, 2017, as National Poison Prevention Week in the Borough of Glen Ridge, and encourage all citizens to pledge their commitment to ensuring the safety of themselves, their families, and their community. Tonight, we will introduce the 2017 municipal budget. The 2017 Glen Ridge municipal budget was prepared under the direction of the Council Finance Committee in concert with the Library Board, other council committees, our administrator, and department heads. The proposed budget maximizes the resources of the borough, while at the same time it minimizes the impact on property taxes for municipal purposes. The introduced budget is a work in progress. A public hearing on the 2017 budget is scheduled for the April 10th, 2017 council meeting. Going forward, we anticipate approving amendments to the introduced budget due to additional revenue enhancements and cost reductions, which will decrease the proposed tax rate prior to final adoption. The budget will not be adopted until we receive notification of final approval from the state. Hopefully, this will occur in April this year. Based on the introduced budget, the total municipal and library budget will be $13,936,017.81. The municipal tax rate will increase by $214,188.82, which amounts to a 2.01% increase compared to last year's budget. I am appreciative of the efforts of the council members and staff for their assistance in the preparation of the budget. We look forward to hearing from the public in April. Copies of the proposed budget will be available in room 102 in the municipal building, as well as on the borough's website. That completes my remarks this evening. Peter is not here tonight, so Councilmember Pasovich.
Mr. Mayor, I have several ordinances to act upon tonight, as well as a consent agenda item. Michael, do we need to
There
make
should be a motion
first?
for the
Right.
consolidation to the consent agenda.
Yes, given the number of items we have on the agenda in terms of our resolutions and the storm and people absences tonight, I would like to make a motion to consolidate those resolutions in a consent agenda.
I'll second that, and these are normal and customary items which we do on a biannual basis.
If any discussion is requested on a consent item, it will be removed from the consent agenda to the regular agenda. All consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes. Yeah. Are there any further things? Then will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilperson Wasovich.
Aye.
Dawson.
Aye.
Murphy.
Aye.
Morrow. 4 ayes, no nays, motion is carried.
Okay. All right, so I'll start though first with a ordinance number 1655 for second reading. This is an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limit and to establish a cap bank authorizing a cap rate of 3.5% for our banking purposes. I have this, Mr. Mayor, for final reading.
Mr. Mayor, this is state for the record that this ordinance has been advertised and posted according to the state statute.
I declare the meeting open for discussion of this ordinance, and only this ordinance, this being the time and place for the public hearing. Would anybody like to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, I declare the discussion closed. Will the clerk please take the vote?
Well, I move that it be finally passed.
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Okay, Councilor Wasovich.
Aye.
Dawson.
Aye.
Murphy.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the ordinance is passed on final reading.
Now I will move by consent agenda the items that we spoke about earlier tonight. The following items are considered to be routine and will be acted upon with a single motion. Once again, if any discussion is requested on a consent agenda item, it will be removed and replaced to the regular agenda. Mr. Mayor, I move resolutions number 42-17 through 51-17.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Aaron. Any discussion? If not, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilperson Wasovich.
Aye.
Dawson.
Aye.
Murphy.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the ordinance is passed. Thank you.
I also have ordinance number 1658 for first reading. This is an ordinance establishing titles for employees of the Borough of Glen Ridge represented by the PBA Local 58 and fixing maximum salaries and other compensations for those titles. And this will include Lieutenant 3rd grade, Lieutenant 2nd grade, Lieutenant 1st grade, as well as the provisional police officers and others.
Are there any comment among the council on this ordinance?
This is for first reading.
Right. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilperson Wasovich.
Aye.
Dawson.
Aye.
Murphy.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays, the ordinance is passed on first reading.
I refer ordinance number 1658 to the municipal clerk for the purpose of statutory publication and posting.
And finally, I have ordinance number 1659 for first reading. This is an ordinance amending our title of the parking codes. It's amending the existing provision Title 10.32.120, permit parking zone, and we're dealing with the dead-end section of Forest Avenue. This is for, ordinance for first reading.
Is there any discussion? Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
This is, just to clarify, it's a dead-end section next to the
Country Club.
Right to the country club.
Seeing no further discussion, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilperson Wasovich.
Aye.
Dawson.
Aye.
Murphy.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. The ordinance passed on first reading.
Heard for ordinance number 1659 to the municipal clerk for the purpose of statutory publication and posting.
And that's all I have this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Councilman Lefkowitz is not here this evening, so Councilman Dawson.
Mr. Mayor, I have ordinance number 1656 for final reading. The ordinance recites capital projects, appropriates funds from Capital Projects Improvement Fund for DPW and Parks projects. So this is the second reading to be adopted.
Mr. Mayor, just to state for the record that this ordinance has been properly advertised and posted in accordance with the state statute.
I declare the meeting open for discussion of this ordinance and only this ordinance, this being the time and place for the public hearing. Would be the time for this ordinance. Seeing none, I declare this public hearing closed.
Mr. Mayor, I move this ordinance be finally passed.
I'll second that, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Dan. You have heard a motion of Councilperson Dawson, seconded by Councilman Murphy. Will clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Wasovich.
Aye.
Dawson.
Aye.
Murphy.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. The ordinance is passed on final reading.
I also have a Public Works report for this period. DPW has gone through all our snow removal gear. Minor repairs were made to plows and lights. The brine truck was out today, so the hills at any of the dangerous areas where there's a possibility of somebody sliding through an intersection were brined, which stops the snow from adhering to the pavement. We have plenty of salt on site, and we're in good shape for the upcoming storm. The generator at the municipal building, which is out back here, is the new one. Has been tested, and it's online if necessary. We have...
Let's hope it's not necessary.
Yeah, I hope it's not necessary. And we also have the generator down at the Public Works yard is in place. It hasn't gone through the final approvals yet, but if we needed it, we could put it online now to run the Public Works yard. I have a few announcements regarding tomorrow. Overnight parking advisory. 3/1/17, there will be no overnight parking allowed on any street tonight throughout the impending blizzard to allow for snow removal. The Central Zone garbage collection scheduled for Tuesday, March 14th, has been canceled. The Central Zone garbage will be picked up Friday, March 17th. The North Zone recycling, which is scheduled for tomorrow, Tuesday the 14th, has also been canceled. The next North Zone recycling will be on Tuesday, March 21st. Basically, as this report states, we're in pretty good shape. Our equipment's all in good shape. We had it ready for any eventuality for the last storm, but fortunately it didn't stick to the roads at all, so that was a good thing. But we have plenty of salt and we're in good shape, so hopefully, if anything untoward comes down, we'll be able to handle it.
Michael, if we start seeing a snowfall of anywhere from an inch or two an hour up to 4 inches an hour, they're talking about, we will not plow right away.
We'll hold off. The crews are coming in early tonight, besides brine and salt if need be. But if it gets into conditions with near zero visibility, we'll pull the truck off the road during that period.
But they wait till there's about 3 inches down before they start plowing.
But even so, if we...
Yeah, but if it gets really bad.
We will pull it off.
Yeah, they're making the measurements themselves.
No, I'm gonna use the big bucket loader.
And we also coordinate with the police department if if we get reports from patrol that they feel that the conditions are not suitable for our drivers to be on the road, we pull them off immediately.
And both Ridgewood Avenue and Bloomfield Avenue are county roads, so they take care of those. We help out sometimes on that, and we make an effort to make sure there's no cars parked. But,
Fly the cars away.
yes, that's what I'm gonna do with the big loader.
Thank you. All right. Sir Murphy?
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I have an ordinance for second reading, ordinance number 1657, which pertains to parking at the pool lot, and it essentially preserves spaces for members of the pool, so that they can park at the pool, and those parking spaces are clearly defined by tags which will be issued to the members of the pool, so that one can't park there without that special tag. I guess there was an issue with regard to not enough spaces, and some of the spaces were being taken by residents in the area, and that caused a problem for folks that were going to the pool during the summertime. So this ordinance is second reading, and I have it to present to you, Mr. Mayor.
Mayor, this is state for the record that this warrant has been properly advertised and posted according to the state statute.
Thank you. I declare the meeting open for discussion of this ordinance, and only this ordinance, this being the time and place for the public hearing.
We had some people in that lived in the area, so that they were aware of what was going on and why. A couple weeks ago.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Is there anybody from the public that would like to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, I declare this public hearing closed.
Mr. Mayor, I move the ordinance be finally passed.
Thank you. Can I have a
I'll second.
Thank you, Paul. You have heard the motion of Councilperson Murphy, seconded by Councilman Vasovich. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilor Sovich,
Aye.
Dawson,
Aye.
Murphy,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
4 ayes, no nays. The ordinance is passed on final reading.
Thank you.
And just a quick update from Parks and Rec. The borough is making it easier to register for summer recreation programs. Mr. Mayor, pool membership can now be purchased or renewed online. Simply go to glenridgenewjersey.org/pool for more information. And in addition, soon residents will also be able to register for summer day camp, details to follow. And on a field update, the Department of Public Works has done an outstanding job getting the fields ready for springtime sports. However, that's going to be thrown a curveball with tonight's
It's
storm.
not gonna snow.
Cross country skiing.
And, weather permitting, once the snow clears, they'll be ready for play. And that's all I have for you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Dan?
I have nothing this evening.
Okay. Comments of the administrator?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a few more updates from Councilor Dawson's report. Tomorrow, the library will be closed, but the municipal building will be open, however, with minimal staff. And also, we have canceled all building inspections, postponed all other activities. The only opening will be the municipal building. That will be open from 8:30 to 4:30. This concludes my report.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, just in honor of the National Poison Prevention Week, I would like to remind all the residents that we have a medicine drop-off in police headquarters, open 24/7, 365. Anybody can come in and drop unwanted or outdated prescription medicines or any type of medicines in the drop-off. Also, the storm, everybody really covered the storm. We're definitely ready for tomorrow at the police department. Again, no overnight parking tonight, and I'm sure it'll be again tomorrow night on the street for the plows, so that they're able to get through. And also just the Junior Police Academy that we're going to be hosting this July is in its final stages of being ready to be announced. I have Detective Sergeant Manley coming to Public Safety in April to really lay it out to the Public Safety Committee, but that'll be something new to the police department, something fun for kids this summer. Thank you.
Thank you.
the Public Safety Committee will meet on the first Monday night in April, 5:30.
Is there anything new or unfinished business?
No, Mr. Mayor.
This is time for comments from the public. If anybody would now like to be heard, please come forward.
Hi, my name is Sarah Scalette. I'm at 80 Stonehouse Road. And the invitation, or the email that I get from the council said that we would be welcoming Congressman Donald Payne Jr. tonight. I just wondered where he was.
I'm sorry, I should cover that. Congressman Payne was scheduled to be here, make some opening comments, but because he had a personal family emergency, he was not able to do it, but we will be rescheduling Congressman Payne in probably next month or so.
I think it's April 10th. I think he's going to come April 10th.
We'll see, it may be the 27th, but we'll confirm the date early next week.
I'm sorry, if you sat here waiting for this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this happened in the afternoon.
We got late, early.
Anybody else want to be heard?
Me, Sean, 9 Woodland Avenue, Woodlands. If the referendum's passed, I go to church, I see kids that go to schools there, all you people there, parents. I'm representing me, the men in the house, depending on their income. If the referendum's passed and the taxes go up, will our rent go up?
I have no way of knowing.
It's up to the owner of the property.
It's a private decision.
And that's a decision, I guess, of the European Court.
Landlord, but does he get approved by you, or does...
It shouldn't, I mean, I wouldn't expect it to go up a lot, because
No, it's a for-profit entity, so that's where you can charge the residents any whatever the market will bear.
depending on their income?
I'm sure.
I heard somebody said, it would go up, 2%, so...
That's a town budget.
Well, that's the town budget. That had nothing to do with the referendum. We're only when we talk about the town budget, we're talking about our 22% of the total property tax receipts. That's what we get. The county gets 16%, and schools get 62%. So you're talking now specifically about the school's budget, and as it would impact the overall property tax. We were only talking about our segment of it, our 22% segment of it.
That's the portion that runs the town. That's the portion that deals with DPW, with the police department, et cetera. The majority of your budget, the majority of your taxes in town go to the school board.
School board.
So,
doesn't have
so that cap, that percent that we're talking about only applies to what we do to run the town.
We were not commenting on the overall increase in the town rate.
You raise an interesting question. Now, I'm going to agree. My answer would be the same as everyone else has said, that since it's an independent for-profit organization or company or person that owns that home, they can charge whatever they want. But I'd like to find out what the regulations are there.
So with our research, the boarding house he's referring to, Sean's referring to, is C classification. I could check with the state if there's any limits to rent increase at such a facility.
Okay, can you do that, Mike?
I will do that.
Are there, in those types of facilities, are there the increases automatic or increases in taxes or things like that?
I'm not sure. I have to check with the state how they regulate, if they regulate that type of boarding house.
In other words, we don't know yet.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay,
I would have a motion to, I would motion to move to adjourn the meeting.
I shall second.
all those in favor?
All right.